Hello, Elliot here from ETJ English. Today we are covering some special sounds. So if you're learning pronunciation, you're learning how to improve your accent and the way you speak, and you want to have more of that modern RP British twang sound within your accent, then this is probably the right lesson, the right place to start, because we're going to cover a few of the most important sounds that will create this effect. So the first thing I need to do is just kind of quickly summarize some things. Obviously, to have more of a modern RP British accent, you'd need to stop pronouncing the letter R as much as you might be already. Now, in this type of accent, we replace the letter R in words in certain situations. Number one, the schwa sound, in words like teacher, doctor. Okay, at the end of words where we have this ER, this happens a lot. So yes, this is a sound that could make you sound more British because it's very, very common in the accent. However, the most important thing is that you are using it to replace the letter R. Other sounds which replace the letter R are many of the long vowels. Okay, so long vowels, or, R, these longer sounds we have in English. Okay, long vowels. For example, a word like work. Okay, we're not pronouncing the R here, we're replacing it with an sound. Work. Okay, so that would be another situation where we replace the letter R. And one more would be diphthongs. Okay, many of the diphthongs replace the letter R. Just to quickly explain, diphthongs are when we combine two vowels together and they become one. For example, ear, in a word like here, right? So again, this is going to make you sound more RP, modern RP, Southern British, because you'll be replacing the R with a ear sound, a diphthong, okay, because they also replace the letter R. However, as I said, today we're covering some of the very British sounds. So instead of the British techniques, which I cover lots of in my course, today we're just going to focus on just a few of those sounds that will create that RP British effect. One of them is an interesting one. It's the R sound. The reason why this one is interesting is because there are lots of different accents in the UK. Now, sometimes you'll hear someone say, for example, past. But you might also hear some people say past. Which one would make you convince someone a little bit more that you had an RP accent or a modern RP accent? It would be the second option. So saying past, fast, last. When non-natives or Americans or people from other English-speaking countries hear us say "r" in a word like past instead of "a" like past, it tends to make people think, whoa, that's British. So I'm not saying that "a" sound is wrong because it's in many British accents, but the thing that people associate more with a British accent, if you're really trying to convince people, you'll want to do the R sound. To do this sound, I want you to imagine that someone is trying to look into your mouth, like a dentist. The tongue is really far back and pushed down. Okay, so you kind of push it down and slide it back into the mouth and open the throat. R. Now try it with a P before. Pa, past. Past. Now there are situations that you might want to learn where it could be an R sound or it could be an A sound. We're not going to go into detail about this today. I just suggest you do lots of listening practice or get a coach like myself by joining a pronunciation course, really learning when you could be using R or when you should be using A. The next sound is the O sound in words like hot, not, pot. Now, this really does create a British effect, and the reason why is because it's very quick. Okay, we push it out very quickly. And lots of people say that when we speak in a British accent, we sound like we're chewing on a hot potato. Americans say this about us a lot. It's because we're always doing lots of oh, ah, ee, ah, ooh. We're making all of these strange shapes with the mouth. There's a lot of effort going into the vowel sounds. This is one of those vowels because we're making a circle shape with the mouth. Oh. To create that circle shape, we're going to need to pull the tongue back into the mouth slightly. But as you do that, round the lips. Oh. 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 So feel your tongue just slightly pull back. Oh, oh. Not, hot, pot. So as I said, this does create quite a British effect. It's just one of those sounds where if you compared it to American pronunciation, there's a big difference. So, you know, there are other sounds which obviously can make you sound British, but I find this is one of those short vowels that really creates a British effect. Another thing is something I haven't really gone into detail about before, but I've realised that lots of you in the comments actually know what this is, and it's a flap. Now, a flap is more common in American, Australian, other forms of English, but in a modern RP accent, you're more likely to hear the T pronounced as a T. So a flap is, if we take a word like better, better, I'm pronouncing that T very, very clearly, right? Better. Now, in other accents, which might be considered to be less RP sounding, you would hear better, where the T is actually replaced with a D sound. Better instead of better. Better, better instead of better. So it sounds like a mixture of a T and a D. It's just a quick tap of the tongue. D, better. But we want a T, 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 unvoiced T sound, like in tea, right? Better. And we'll put one diphthong in here as well, the O sound. I find this to be a very British sound. O in words like so, no, show, go. You want the tongue to start off just relaxed in this sound. In the middle of the mouth, your mouth isn't doing too much, slightly open. O. And then you imagine there's a diagonal line kind of going up and back in your mouth, like this. O. That's the tongue pulling back and upwards, just slightly into more of a closed mouth shape. O. Oh, no. But really, all of the diphthongs create more of a RP British sound. A in words like day, say, may. Ow in words like how, now, brown, cow. Remember, there are so many other sounds that could be specific to your accent and the problems you have in your accent. Maybe you have a problem with the sound in words like but, much. Maybe you're always saying but, much. That's something you would need to fix with a teacher or someone who can train you, like myself with my course, because those are more kind of specific to you and the habits you have. This today is more about having fun and trying different sounds to see if you can create more of that British effect in your accent. Take care. Bye.